That'll take us into our next game. This is a game I did not expect to be a ranked matchup on Tuesday, but now it is. This is number 23 Missouri versus number 21 South Carolina at 4:15 p.m. The ESPN FPI says that South Carolina has a 70% chance to win this game. The spread is also South Carolina favored to win by 12. Somehow, this Missouri team is still ranked. We've thought a lot about them. The team that scored one touchdown against A&M, scored no points against Bama, and almost got taken to OT by Oklahoma, but Jackson Arnold fumbled the ball for a scoop and score. So without Brady Cook, this team is absolutely cheeks. Like Josh Pate said, they're just a bad football team, man. They have no business being ranked. I mean, their two losses are just absolutely horrendous. Almost had a third possibly to Oklahoma. South Carolina, though, they're looking good right now. And you know what? Playoffs for South Carolina are probably not out of the question, but they're not an absolute yes. They have got to have a lot of things go their way. It seems that Missouri, they've kind of regressed each week, gotten worse and worse and worse. South Carolina, they've always been a pretty good team. They just haven't had some things go their way, but they took down a red-hot A&M team and an absolutely extremely gritty Vanderbilt team. Is it that cut and dry, though? Like what I mean by that is it really just like, well, there's Missouri and they haven't played well, and there's South Carolina and they've played extremely well right now. Is Brady Cook going to be available? Eli Drinkwitz said he's not going to release that information until tomorrow. And how much is that going to change the game? Like, what do you guys think?
Personally, for me, I don't think it changes the game all that much. I think that South Carolina is rolling, and one big concern is, at the beginning of the season was, are they able to pass the ball, or are they just going to be one of those running teams? And honestly, the past two games, South Carolina has shown they can throw the ball and run the ball at the same time. Granted, they were both blowout wins. So if it's a close game, what's going to happen, right? Meanwhile, Missouri, they've kind of shown they can get blown out, but, so did LSU. Personally, I just don't see Missouri as that great of a team, even with Brady Cook on it. They've been struggling offensively. Defensively, it's just not there. So I got South Carolina. I got South Carolina to win this game. Maybe they'll lose to Wofford. Who knows?
No chance.
Never say never, my guy. As a Duke basketball follower, I know all too well. Mercer happens. Not to be confused with MRSA, the disease. Please get your vaccinations. Anyway, yeah, I don't see Mizzou. That was freaking funny. All right. Listen, yeah, I don't see Mizzou as a great team either. I don't think even with Brady Cook, I think that as a whole, they've just really struggled this season. I mean, they took them down to the wire to beat Auburn at home. They got They got lucky against Oklahoma this past weekend. They got throttled by Bama, who, remains to be seen whether or not they're actually, a top 10 team now. As an LSU fan, I know all too well that they can win games, and sometimes they can win them big. With that said, yeah, I've also got the Cox on Saturday. I like South Carolina to cover. I think South Carolina probably about 2 touchdowns. I think it'll be a good game for South Carolina. I don't think Mizzou's that great, and South Carolina's been balling, and they, by the way, just throttled Oklahoma 2 weeks ago, who just lost to Mizzou in horrendous fashion this past weekend. So, yeah, give me South Carolina on Saturday. I like them by 2 tutties.
Just to answer my own question, yes, I think it is that cut and dry. Give me the Cox, dude. No joke. I'm going to have South Carolina winning this game by probably 21 at least, probably more. I think their defense is that good. This game is at South Carolina. Like Texas A&M, are so much better of a team than Mizzou, and they lost to South Carolina, not to play the transitive property game, but Missouri is that bad of a football team. So I see this game being another blowout like the Alabama and Texas A&M games were. So yeah, give me South Carolina to win. I'm going to say 45-10. That's what I got. I think almost the Texas A&M score, 45-10.